The biggest thing I've learned from driving Uber and Lyft full-time here in Chicago is that life is best lived when you soak into the uncertainty, when you ride on the waves of chaos without any care for when they will crash and or if you will be carried safely to the shore. Because in Pittsburgh, I did not live a lifestyle of uncertainty and chaos. My lifestyle was very regimented. I worked the same schedule every single week with only minor tweaks here and there. That schedule was the following. On weekdays, I would start my night between 5 and 6. I would end between 2 and 3, maybe 4 if I was going for a ride quest on any particular night, usually Thursdays. Then on weekends, I would start my night at 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and I would go until 2 or 3 in the morning, again, till 4 on some occasions when I wanted to get a ride quest. I did that Monday through Saturday, and then on Sundays, if I still had rides to get for the ride quest on the weekend, I would finish those up. Some days I would work a full schedule just because I was really money hungry, but by and large, I worked 6.5 days a week for 2.5 years, 7 days a week for 2.5 years. Same schedule every single day without fail, because I knew that if I worked those hours, I would collect my bonuses, I would make X amount of money, I'd be able to save X amount, I'd be able to invest X amount, I'd be able to build my portfolio, I'd be able to build a future for myself and give myself flexibility and options. Well, now I'm in Chicago and I'm here capitalizing on those flexibility and options, learning on the fly what it is like to wade into the currents of uncertainty, surfing on the waves of chaos, and dealing with it without caring how it goes. Because here in Chicago, there are no set hours you can work. The business is very scattered, very iffy. It's very variable. Say that 5 times fast. But seriously, you have to work with what they give you. Some weeks, turbo times, hours where they'll give you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% on top of your original base fare. Those times do not hit on the same hours every single week. They're flexible. The business is flexible. There are events all the time, but how much they'll give you based on the demand is not nearly as certain as in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, once it hit 12 at night, I was pretty much guaranteed to have at least a $3, $4 boost along with any turbos for every single ride until 2 or 3 in the morning. And by 1:45, I was basically assured that I'd get a $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 bonus every single ride. Here in Chicago, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. The bonuses are not as certain. The earnings are not as stable. And I'm learning to live a more flexible life and schedule my days according to what the business is giving me. Because if I don't, then I'm not going to make the money I want. And I'm not going to be able to support myself in the way that I want to. And it's a great blessing because what it's done for me is it's faced me with something I didn't have to face in Pittsburgh. And that is the fear of impoverishment, the fear of going broke, the fear of losing it all, which is ridiculous because I'm nowhere near that. But that fear is ever present in all people. And I knew in Pittsburgh that it was deep within me because I've gone broke 2, 3 times and I don't want to go broke again. Never broke again, right? NBA Youngboy. If you like NBA Youngboy and you've watched this far, comment that below. But I had that fear in Pittsburgh. I didn't have to face it because the earnings were stable. Here in Chicago, they're not stable. Everything is variable. Everything is dynamic and changing. And I have to face that head on and accept that perhaps on any given day, it may not be that lucrative. On any given day, I could make a lot of money or I could make very little money, and that I'm going to have to live my life accordingly. I'm going to have to go out when the going is good and take as much as I can get when I can. It's very much a hunter-gatherer existence where if you find a big animal to kill, you kill that thing, you eat as much as you can, and you obviously save the rest, but you eat as much as you can so that you're full, so that you have the calories, so you can bank some of that fat, so to speak, save some of that money in the modern sense. In Pittsburgh, I didn't have to do that. It was very much an agricultural lifestyle. I plant my corn, I plant my wheat, I plant my carrots and potatoes, and I harvest them whenever I go out, and I grab my money and I go home. Very easy, very simple, very predictable. Toil, difficult, boring, but predictable. However, that's not how the human animal is designed to work. We are designed to work in spurts. We are designed to work with empty stomachs. We are designed to work under pressure, with the flame under our butts, with circumstance staring us dead in the face. Our circumstance being that death is ever present. It is latent within our being. You own it, I own it. It's going to be unique to the both of us, in that the world is full of suffering and hardship and struggle. That is our circumstance. And being in Chicago driving Uber and Lyft has taught me viscerally, in a way that I did see to some degree in Pittsburgh, because I spoke with people from all backgrounds. I met so many people from hard environments, rough environments. I spent time in them. I hung out with these people. I made friends. I saw every street. I saw every single type of person you could imagine. But here in Chicago, it's a completely different experience. And it's been incredibly enlightening, because the best thing about moving, and the best thing about putting yourself in a position of uncertainty where you have to surf, is that no skilled sailor is made on calm seas. And no well-attuned person, no wise person is built in an environment of safety and comfort and security. You have to be at a place where things are difficult, where your fears are projected back at you, where life becomes a mirror for everything you've been avoiding. So if this is a video that inspires you to move out of your hometown, great. If it's a video that inspires you to simply take more risk and deal with uncertainty without care for what happens, great. If it's a video that inspires you to do nothing, fantastic. But I will say this, I've learned to love it. I'm learning to love it more every single day. Today, I worked 3 hours in the morning. I'm getting my car worked on right now. I ran 2 miles. I walked the last 3 home, filming videos. I'm about to go eat. I'm gonna take a train back to grab my car. I'm gonna work more. There's a festival tonight. Maybe I'll go to that. If not, I might work longer and then film videos afterwards. Don't know. That's the fun of life. When you're not sure what's around the corner, you gotta stay present, because if you aren't, might just get your head cut off. With that, I say God bless. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.